This is the story of Fred. So this is Fred. Hopefully you can see Fred the fish. He's really happy. He lives in the water right here at Lynxburg. He loves living here. The clean water and the sunshine make him happy and healthy and playful. So this is Fred. How do you think he feels? He feels pretty good, right? He's got some clean water. So one day he is swimming around, and I'm going to ask you repeatedly how Fred feels. And so one day he's swimming around. There's one place on the land where some soil is washing into the water because someone has cleared the trees and bushes. These trees and bushes are used to hold the soil in place. When Fred swims past this place, the soil in the water rubs against his gills. This would be like getting soil in your lungs. We want to say, poor Fred.
Poor Fred.
So how do you think he feels? He probably feels pretty rough. Fred continues to swim along the creek. He passes through an area where someone has put too much fertilizer and pesticides on his lawn. It's raining and the extra fertilizer is washing into the water. The fertilizer has caused the algae in the water to grow too fast, making the water cloudy and using all of Fred's oxygen. Fred needs to breathe oxygen just like you and I do, and none is passing through his gills. The pesticides kill the aquatic insects that Fred needs to eat. These are pesticides. How do you think Fred feels?
Poor Fred.
So, Fred continues to swim past a neighborhood. He's got to get somewhere clean. It's near the creek, and some of the cars in the neighborhood are leaking oil into their driveways because it's raining. The oil is washing off the drive down the street and into a storm drain. The storm drain carries the oil straight into the creek. This oil coats Fred's clean, shiny scales and makes him greasy, dull, and slick. How do you think Fred feels?
Poor Fred.
Oh. As Fred heads away from the oil, he passes another neighborhood where many people are washing their cars and using a lot of soap. The soap is running out of their driveways into the storm drain and coming right down into the creek. The soap stings Fred's eyes and gills and weakens his scales. How do you think Fred feels?
Poor Fred.
Next, Fred swims through a neighborhood where many people have dogs in their yards, and when it rains, some of the dog waste runs off the yard and into the creek. This waste not only over-fertilizes the water, but also contains germs that can make fish and people sick. Ew. How do you think Fred feels?
Poor Fred.
Finally, Fred swims away from all the polluted runoff. He can feel the water with its pollution behind him, but he knows that all of the things that made him feel so bad are flowing downstream with him. He swims quickly to get away from the dirty water, and oh no! Fred runs into a piece of garbage that someone threw on the ground and then was washed into the water through the storm drain. So there's a little turbulence in the water. How do you think Fred feels now?
Poor Fred.
All right, we have to think about what we put in our water. Let's talk about our hydrosphere today. Got to give a shout out to Mrs. Kirka, Mrs. Barrett, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Simon, and Mr. Logie for helping me with this video.